Hello everyone, welcome to Bloody Betrayal and Works of Darkness. I'm your host, Frankie Seal. What happens when the courts rule against you? Most of us would fight the ruling or accept the ruling and go on with our lives. One individual decided that he needed to punish the people that helped the courts to rule against him. On Thursday, May 31st, 2018, the first victim, Stephen Pitt, a forensic psychiatrist who consulted on a number of high-profile cases, such as the Baseline killer case and the JonBenét Ramsey murder investigation, was shot to death outside his office in Phoenix, Arizona. An eyewitness said he heard Pitt loudly arguing with someone, followed by gunshots, according to police. The police were able to create a composite drawing of the suspect, a round-faced man with a dark-colored cap. Stephen's areas of professional expertise include, but are not limited to, mental state at the time of the offense, competency to stand trial, serial rape, sexual harassment, testimony capacity, wrongful termination, murder for hire, psychiatric autopsy, impaired professionals, domestic homicide, violence risk assessment, psychiatric malpractice, fire setting and arson, officer-involved shootings, suicide and self-harm, school violence, employment discrimination, sexual homicide, interviewing, stalking, spree murder, infanticide, and mass murder. His profession was centralized around the mental health of criminals. He understood the risks involved with his career, but he did not let work dominate his life. He was a dedicated family man who enjoyed the outdoors. On June 1st, Valeria Sharp, age 48, and Laura Anderson were the next victims. They were both shot at the place of their employment, downtown Scottsdale law offices of Burt, Fieldman, and Grenier. Both women were paralegals at the firm. June 2nd, psychologist and counselor Marshall Levine was found dead inside a Scottsdale office building. The fifth and sixth victims were Byron Thomas and Mary Simmons. They were found Monday, June 4th, in the morning at a house in Fountain Hills, which is about 20 miles northeast of Scottsdale. All of these shootings have been linked to the same suspect. However, with the murders of the fifth and sixth victims, investigators are still working on the details. On June 4th, police closed in on an extended Stay America hotel where a suspect was staying. Through their investigative efforts, they have determined that Dwight Lamont Jones was a likely suspect. SWAT teams were in the process of clearing the adjacent rooms to prepare if a confrontation was to ensue. Jones apparently heard or saw the police. He fired 7 or 8 times at the police officers. The police did not return fire, and no one was injured in the confrontation. He then turned the gun on himself. Police found him dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in his hotel room. Jones was recently going through a difficult divorce. 4 of the victims were connected to the divorce case. Records show that Jones' wife, Connie, filed for divorce in 2009. The case was finalized in 2011, but there were still battles over alimony and custodial rights, so the case continued until 2017. Jones had to undertake psychological and psychiatric evaluations, which were ordered by the court. Dwight Lamont Jones represented himself during his divorce case. Jones posted several videos to YouTube before his killing spree. In them, he was accusing his wife of crimes and taking his son away from him. These videos have subsequently been deleted by YouTube. Jones was arrested for assaulting his wife shortly before the divorce. He was arrested in May 2009 and charged with misdemeanor assault, threats, and disorderly conduct. Did he fit the profile of a serial killer? 5 of the common traits of serial killers are power junkie, manipulator, egotistical bragger, superficial charmer, and average Joe. Without looking at psych evaluations, it may be difficult to tell. However, we can be sure that he was a murderer on a mission, and he felt he had a vendetta with his victims. He wanted to ensure that they paid the ultimate price for the delusional damage that they inflicted on him. Let us remember the victims of this horrible crime. They all worked tirelessly to ensure that justice was served in many different cases. I'm not making any accusations in this case, nor do I mean to shed a bad light on anyone. I am only providing information on the case that's publicly available. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. It's free and it helps me to see how many regular listeners I have. Until the next time, take care. Goodbye.